What's going on, people? Welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to another transfer update video for you guys. Plenty to get into in today's video. I haven't done one of these videos in a couple days. Gems has been running the streams on the channel. Big up to him as well. Check out GNA TV if you haven't done so yet. But that means there's plenty of topics to get through. We're going to be discussing the Wesley Fofana and Frankie de Jong situations, as Chelsea could be tabling a third bid for Fofana in the coming days. Frankie de Jong, we already know the situation with him, but there's been a couple developments that we're going to discuss in this video too. We're going to talk about Timo Werner, who could potentially be announced as an RB Leipzig player today or tomorrow. We're very, very close to everything being completed on that front. We're going to be talking about Hudson-Odoi, who's attracting interest from a string of European and English clubs as well. And we're also going to discuss Wilfried Zaha, Memphis Depay and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as well. So there are plenty of options to get into in today's video. Before we start, as always, run the likes up. If you guys haven't done so already, hit that like button. Pushes this video up on the algorithm. It means that more Chelsea fans see this content as well. It means we're happy, it means you're happy, and it's a good deed. It helps the channel out. Hit the subscribe button as well to be the first to know whenever we release any new content, and smash the bell notification button as well to help the channel out. Big up everyone that's locked in. We're aiming for 500 likes, so again, please hit that like button if you guys haven't done so already. And let's get straight into it. We'll start off with Wilfried Zaha, because right now it's just links and Chelsea still view him as a target, but there hasn't been any direct talks between the two clubs just yet. Chelsea are being encouraged, however, to make a move for Wilfried Zaha. The attacker is keen on making the switch as well, and it's been rumoured that all we need is a bid of £25 million. Now, I know he has 1 year left on his contract, but I personally thought it would take around the 40 to 50 million price range to prize him away from Crystal Palace, only because of how valuable Zaha is to the team. Zaha is one of, if not the best forwards outside of the top six, and he is invaluable to Crystal Palace. So if we can get him for 25 million, I will personally drive all the way to Selhurst Park and pick him up for Chelsea. And I can't even drive. Wilfried Zaha would be the perfect answer to our creative needs. He presses for days. He's one of the most foul players in the league. He can play all across the front three. 14 goals in the league last season, which was the same as Havertz, Werner and Pulisic combined. And eye for a killer pass. He's a creative player as well. Strong direct dribbler on either side, and he can finish as well. Especially after the Everton game, especially after pre-season, there is no reason for us not to be all over this deal. I'm just surprised we didn't go for it earlier, because with him having 1 year left on his deal, it's the best opportunity you have to get a player of this quality in years, really, because any other year Crystal Palace would have had you pay 80 to 100 million for the player. Now we're hearing 25 million. We should be all over this. Let me know you guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Personally, I would bring him immediately. He would become our second best forward as soon as he stepped foot into Cobham. And yeah, all for it, all for it. Let me know you guys' thoughts down in the comment section below, but bring immediately. We're going to move to Timo Werner. And Werner is basically done to RB Leipzig. He's already in Germany now. I think the medical and the final bits and pieces regarding the paperwork are being completed, which I think is just an add-on structure between the two clubs. I think Chelsea are going to be receiving 17 to 20 million with add-ons of about 5 million on top as well, which doesn't even come down to a loss or anything like that, because with all the money that we've already sent to him, let me see if I have the thing up here. Yeah, the media reports that that Chelsea made a huge loss from Werner as he was signed for 47.5 million. If Chelsea received 25.3, the loss will be much smaller. His book value after 2 years amortization is 28.5 million, so the loss in accounts is only 3 million. All that means is, if we've only lost about 3 to 5 million in terms of add-ons and everything, that is an unbelievable transfer. And it kind of evens the books out as well. Obviously, we take his wage barrier off the books for us as well. Great move for all parties. I'm not going to sit here and cuss out Werner or anything like that. I wanted him to leave. He's gone. He's taken a pay cut just so we can go and get more game time for the World Cup. And big up yourself for that. More power to you for doing it. Obviously, there was a time where I did wish this transfer worked out. It was a very long time ago, but I did really want to see this transfer work out. I thought his work rate, his mentality was excellent. It's just he could not translate it to his feet, and it was just very frustrating to watch at times. But he's back in the Bundesliga. He's back in a league that suits him, back at a club that suits him as well. Hopefully he shines. Hopefully he shines. It's not going to be one of those transfers where if he balls out, I'm going to be like, why didn't you do it at Chelsea? I get why he couldn't do it at Chelsea. And it is what it is on that front. Go shine in the Bundesliga. And yeah, thank you for the decoy run in the Champions League final and them goals against Real Madrid. Let me know your best Timo Werner quotes down in the comments section below. And we're going to move to Hudson-Odoi. Borussia Dortmund have rekindled their Hudson-Odoi interest after he's left out of Chelsea's matchday squad. There's been 20 separate clubs showing interest in Hudson-Odoi as well, including a couple Premier League sides. You know, Leicester are interested, Southampton are interested as well. I would rather he stay in the Premier League, in all honesty. I don't mind, I'd just rather he go out on loan, in all honesty, but I'd rather he stay in the Premier League if I could pick a choice, because the Bundesliga, I don't think he's going to learn too much there. He might start becoming a bit more confident on the ball, his composure might improve, but it still doesn't really help him deal with low blocks or anything like that. Like, the Bundesliga is an open league. I call it the social distancing league because it's all just high lines and so much space to run into. And I don't think that's going to translate well to returning back to the Premier League. I think for him, he would be at his best if he plays in a Premier League side where he's facing different styles of play, teams that play possession-based football, teams that play counter-attacking football, teams that play defensive, counter-attacking, deep block football as well. And I think that would be better for him overall. But the main issue is just sending him out. He has to go on loan this season. We wasted a full year keeping him in the squad last season just because we couldn't get a right wing back and we needed depth in that position. Don't make the same mistake again, because Hudson-Odoi won't get game time at Chelsea this season. And if he has another bad season, I don't really see a future for him at Chelsea. He already seems less in Chelsea's plans than ever before. That's been said by Nizar Kinsella as well. And he needs a loan spell in order to build his stock back up. So yeah, I'd rather he go out on loan ASAP. Rather go to a Premier League club, but if that doesn't happen, just any club will do. Yeah, but let me know you guys' thoughts as well. Frenkie de Jong. Chelsea are ready to pay the full transfer fee and they're ready to cover Frenkie de Jong's current deferred salary with FC Barcelona, as says David Ornstein. Chelsea have a firm interest, and while it's understood they are yet to submit a formal bid, sources indicate they are prepared to fund the transfer fee and cover the salary debt should de Jong pick a switch to Stamford Bridge. They have an advantage over United in playing Champions League football this season, although it's thought that alone will not determine his potential destination. The only hold-up in this situation is the deferred wages, but Chelsea do seem willing to fund it, which I think is mad. Like, we're paying 80 million euros and nearly 20 million in wages, and we also have to take into account his base wage that he's going to be earning per week too. That is a lot, and Barca are 100% fleecing us in this sort of situation. But if it weren't the fact that it was Frenkie de Jong, I would be completely against it. Like, to me, Frenkie de Jong is a world-class signing. It's a signing for the future. It's a long-term investment for the club. He'll bring us quicker into play. He's press-resistant, can drive forward with the ball as well as being a deep-line playmaker too. And I think it'd be a great option for us. If it was someone who wasn't world-class or one of the best in their position, I feel like this wouldn't be a good move for us. But I think it would be a good move for the future spine of Chelsea Football Club. And if Bowley's willing to pay all of that, then it just ain't my money. And I ain't going to say too much on the topic, because it's not like we're spending this on a washed midfielder or anything. This is a midfielder that's already world-class. He's going to become even better. I think it's worth the risk, personally. And in this stage of the window, we do have to overspend anyway. But I don't know. If you guys were against it, I wouldn't blame you, because that is a lot of money. But for the player we're getting in, I don't necessarily mind too much. I really don't. Sticking with Barcelona, let's talk about Depay or Aubameyang. Fabrizio has said that only one player between Depay and Aubameyang will leave Barcelona this summer. And Depay could potentially be leaving on a free. He could be agreeing to have his contract terminated so he can go on a free transfer. Aubameyang as well has had links with Chelsea. Both players have over the coming weeks. And you get two different things from either player. So it's really a question of what you prefer. Aubameyang is a pure poacher. He's got amazing movement in and around the box. And having a number 9 in that squad too will get the best out of Raheem Sterling too. Because he makes the most out of the pockets of space that the number 9 leaves behind. But in terms of his overall play, has declined a little bit. He is really just a poacher at this point, and his pace has declined a little bit. Memphis Depay, however, he's more versatile. Not as good of a finisher as Aubameyang, but he makes his own chances. He has good link-up play, and he has good dribbling as well. So he seems more like a Tuchel signing, in all honesty, because of his versatility, because of his ability to be good in build-up play, and potentially make his own chances too, like we already said. It's kind of similar to a Gabriel Jesus in that sort of remark. And you know how much we wanted Gabby Jesus in the squad, especially after seeing the pre-season that he had with Arsenal. We need someone with those characteristics. I'm leaning towards Depay just because of that versatility, but I would take either or. I think Aubameyang improves us, especially next to Sterling. I think Depay improves us as well, but I think Depay also gets better out of more players around him, so I'm leaning towards him a little bit more. But I'm going to throw the question to you, Depay or Aubameyang? Let us know down in the comment section below. And we'll move on to the final topic. Wesley Fofana and Chelsea are preparing a third bid for Wesley Fofana. The negotiations are continuing with Leicester City. Brendan Rodgers has said he's not for sale, but we all know that's a load of waffle. If we pay the right amount, he should be coming to Chelsea. And Fofana wants Leicester City to listen to reasonable bids for him. So if we pay near the full valuation, they should be willing to let the player go. In my opinion, though, there still isn't a lot of time left in the transfer window. And I think for Chelsea's sake, you'd rather just offer the full 80 to 85 million right now and just see their stance. Because if Leicester City reject that, it's better for us to just move on and to try and find another replacement in centre-back. I'm all for Wesley Fofana. I've already said we have to overpay for quality signings at this point in the window. So we have to accept that we're going to overpay for Fofana. But it is what it is in that regard. And at least he's Premier League proven. At least he's shone in the league. And he hasn't looked to have fallen down a peg or two since his leg injury. So brilliant transfer. I'm all for it. Just pay the money and see if they say yes or no and move accordingly from there. But guys, that is the end of yet another transfer update video. I've been Carefree Lewis G. Check out my personal channel down in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Chelsea Fan TV as well. And yeah, we are out. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. And as always, peace.